Lindsey Elmore, and I'm going the wrong direction on the slides. I am a board-certified pharmacotherapy specialist. I am still licensed to practice pharmacy in 3 states. But about 8 years ago, I took a hard left turn and turned my back on the pharmaceutical industry because I recognized that I was not helping people. That I had an endless, my door kept flipping, people kept coming back month after month after month, picking up the same meds every single time, and I just went, why is nobody talking to them about how to actually heal themselves? Why is nobody talking about the fact that we are not destined in this country or any country to think that being sick is inevitable and that being on 5 to 6 medications, which the average 60-year-old in this country is on 5 to 6 medications, is normal? No. I said no. I said absolutely not. I don't believe it. I do not believe that we are designed to be sick throughout our lives. We are designed to be well. We are designed to be well. And when I talk to you today about these products, I want you to take something home with you. So many times we get in these endless loops of like, my kid is sick, this is going on, how do I fix it? Friends, you, your family, and all of the people that you're talking to about Amare are not broken at baseline. They have the capacity to be well. All we are doing is uncovering the wellness that is already within us. We are not leading by saying, I can fix all your problems. No, you can't. Nobody can. The only person that can fix our problems is already inside of us. We can't change anyone except for ourselves. And Pat said it best a couple of weeks ago on a call. So many times when we go out and we start talking to people and we're like, they just need these products. They just need these products. They just need these products. Pat said, you can't make anybody hate their lives more than they do. If the people that you're talking to are just happy being miserable, let them be miserable and come over here and be with the happy people. Yes. We do not have to believe what the script has told us. I have worked with Jared for a long time because of our work experience together. I have been blessed to speak on stages in 35 countries and have my educational materials translated into 20 different languages. Wow. Thank you. I love teaching. I love teaching people because science does not have to be complicated. Science can be simple, and wellness can be simple, and mental wellness can be very simple too. Over the past 2 years, when we've all been working from home, I realized that I have a superpower. And that superpower is called reading websites in entertaining ways. If you have been on a Zoom call with me where I am teaching, I am literally reading you Amare's website in an entertaining way. I encourage you today, if you're live streaming this for a group, fine. But don't be the person that takes a picture of every single slide. Be the person that picks up a pen and puts it to paper and takes notes. Because guess what? Your brain is not designed to learn through digital devices. You have an opportunity to be in this room with real people with a pen and paper and learn Amare. So let's dive into it. And today we're going to talk about 2 things. We're going to talk about the Fundamentals Pack Plus as well as the Transformation Pack, which we have on site for sale today. We also have one launch pack here on site, and I just want to know the first person who's going to stand up and say, you know what, I am in, get me the launch pack. It's one of you who's in this room. You're taking home all of those collections of products that our beautiful Vanna White Shalom is showing at the back of the room. So, Transformation Pack, Fundamentals Pack Plus is what we're going to talk about, but more important than that, I want to teach you a strategy to create a plan for learning and retaining product information. How many of you struggle to learn new products? Right? It's not easy. It's not easy. I am a licensed pharmacist, and I still had to come in and go like, wait, what? What am I doing here? And that's when I learned all I have to do is read this website. I just have to read this website. So for every product that we cover today, I want you to walk away with a plan for learning. Your plan for learning is you're going to read the website, right? You're going to read the website, and when you don't know what a word means, you're going to look it up. You're going to look it up. I am blessed to have a large social media following that I've worked on over the past 10 years. And I answer questions all day long. And sometimes I get frustrated. And I'm like, did they even Google that before they asked me? Take ownership of your own knowledge, your own learning. One of my colleagues, Ed, and I have talked for a long time. If you spend a week, every week, with Amare's products, about 40 weeks. You take that product every day, you read about it every day, you talk to a friend about it every day. By the end of those weeks, you will know that product inside and out and backwards and forwards. You will know stories that work for you. You will know, how does this product make me feel? Every week, write it down, challenge yourself. Every week I'm going to study one product. And I am going to study it from the office perspective. I'm going to study it by using it. I'm going to study it by talking to my friends and seeing what their reaction is to it. You need to learn. We have to learn the products because that's part of our job. That's what we do as field leaders, is we teach people about products. We also need to figure out how we're going to cement that in our brain. How do we retain this information? It's the same thing that we do in business. How do we recruit and retain people? That's all we do. You're going to recruit people by teaching them about how amazing these products are. And you are going to retain them by being a support network for them. So that's what we're going to do. Creating a plan for learning and retaining product information. All right, so for each product, we're going to talk about a one-liner, right? Because products are complicated. What if you just remember, oh yeah, that's the one for immunity. Oh yeah, that's the one for the gut. Oh yeah, that's the one for the brain. Oh yeah, that's the one for the heart. Oh yeah, that's the one for energy. Oh yeah, we're gonna treat one-liners. So if you walk away with nothing else, you can create these one-liners for yourself. Then you are going to learn to read the website in an entertaining way. Some of you, I told Gabby, all I'm doing is reading the website, and he goes, I have read our website, and it didn't sound anything like what you just said. Do not let my years of knowledge overwhelm you. I mean, you guys, I literally have a doctorate in this. How do I explain products to lay people? That is literally my doctorate. And so we need to not get scared. Just go in and keep reading that website. Keep reading the website. And when you have people that are asking you too many science questions, you're going to go to the website, you're going to download the technical data sheet, and you're going to send it right over to them, and you're going to say, read this. Read this. Some people like all that analytical stuff. Who in here do you guys talk about the colors of personalities ever? Okay. So who in here is green? Who's the analytical? Who loves spreadsheets? Spreadsheets, yes, you love spreadsheets. Yes, I told Sarah, I was like, I'm gonna teach you how to filter and sort, and then we're gonna do commands. If this cell equals that. If you are someone who is not designed like that, you're like, I have no idea what Lindsey is talking about right now. You're gonna download the technical data sheets and you're gonna send them to people. And you're gonna say, come back to me. Tune in to Dr. Sean's videos. Link them with people who do love science. So let's dive into it. Fundamentals Pack Plus. What is in it? Who can name what's in the Fundamentals Pack Plus? Go ahead, name it. Shout it out.
MentaBiotic, Focus, MentaSync, and Heart.
Yes. Okay. So good. Yes. Round of applause. What is contained in the Fundamentals Pack Plus? MentaBiotics, MentaFocus, MentaSync, and MentaHeart. What's your one-liner? Okay, I got you a couple of them. It's support for your gut, brain, and immune axis. Okay, is that too complicated for you? All right, it's the pack for your gut, your brain, your immune system, and your heart. Okay, is that too much? All right, then this is just the pack that everyone needs. This is just the pack that everyone needs. This is where you start. If I tell my people all the time, everybody comes to me and they're like, oh, somebody has this going on in their life, and oh, somebody has that going on in their life. Forget all that. Have 3 packs that you start everybody with. What do you want? Fundamentals Pack Plus bundled with Edge, or do you want the Kids Pack Plus? You probably need some Edge as well. Go ahead and just have those few things in your mind that you're like, this is a great place to start. This is a great place to start. So, literally, all I did was copy and paste this off the website. You don't need a photo of this. You need to go read the website in an entertaining way, okay? So what does the Fundamentals Pack Plus do? It increases good bacteria in your gut. It increases lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, and your overall composite score of 17% of an increase in your good bacteria. So when we think about the microbiome and our gut, we need to focus on doing 2 things. We need to diversify the type of good bacteria, and then we need to expand their numbers. Diversify and expand, diversify and expand. Why do I need Gdx Fit and MentaBiotics? Oh, friend, because you're diversifying and expanding the different bacteria in your gut. Why do we need to do that? Number 1, it makes you feel better, and I'm going to show you how in just a moment. But number 2, that's how you crowd out all the bad junk. That's how you crowd it out. That's how you push it out. That's how you create immune resilience. That is how you become more resilient to stress, is you crowd out the bad with the good. There are extraordinary benefits. Lower tension, less anger, less fatigue, lower confusion, and more vigor. How many of you would like to be less confused on a daily basis? Me, driving in Atlanta traffic, what am I doing? It's confusing. So we use the MentaBiotics, the Fundamentals Pack Plus, to help us diversify and expand the number of good bacteria so that we can crowd out the bad bacteria, so that we can have less tension, less anger, less fatigue, more vigor. That's what we're doing. How does it do that? Does it with MentaBiotics. How do you talk about MentaBiotics? How do you share MentaBiotics? Somebody shout out. If I say, hey, what's MentaBiotics? What do you say?
It's good for you.
It's good for you. Good. I like it. What else?
Pro, pre, and phytobiotic.
It's where it all starts. Ooh, I love that. What'd you say over here?
Pro, pre, and phytobiotic.
Yes. All right. So that's another thing. Probiotic, prebiotic, phytobiotic powder. I love it's where it all starts. I was I'm going to call out Shelby, my photographer and videographer. She calls me the other day and she's like, I'm mixing up my happy juice. And I'm like, where's your MentaBiotics? And she's like, what? That goes in there too? And I'm like, oh, you're missing the whole point. It's where it all starts. I think of MentaBiotics as the product that upholds all the other products. It's the baseline. It's the baseline product that every single person that you talk to needs to put into their shopping cart. You can also talk about, what does MentaBiotics do? It helps your gut, your hormones, and your neurotransmitters. So we talk about this gut-brain axis. And a lot of people think that it is just hoo-ha. A lot of people are like, that's cute, that's so woo-woo. We are not doing that gut-brain axis stuff. No, friends. The gut and the brain are intricately connected in not just 1, but 3 different ways. You have bidirectional communication via hormones, via neurotransmitters, and direct connection with nerves. So the gut and the brain directly talk to each other through your hormones, like cortisol, through your neurotransmitters, like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. And the third way that they communicate with each other is with the direct connection via the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve comes out of the base of your skull, out around the back of your ears, down through your sternum, and it innervates your lungs, your heart, your gut, your entire GI tract. So there are 3 different ways that are absolutely undisputable scientific fact of how your gut and your brain communicate with each other. So MentaBiotics, all right? I copied and pasted this off of the website, friends, okay? So MentaBiotics, it contains 3 strain-specific probiotics. I want you to understand how critical these numbers right here are. This is what differentiates us from what you go to the grocery store and pick up. If you go to the grocery store and you're like, Hey, I'm already taking a Bifidobacterium longum supplement. How's this looking? If people tell you, I've already got probiotic supplements, you say, send me a photo of it. And when they send you a photo of it, you're gonna say, hey, those aren't strain specific. And they're gonna go, huh? And you go, unless you know this collection of numbers behind the probiotic strain, you do not know what the scientifically validated evidence behind them is. So Dr. Sean, in his infinite wisdom in this area, chose 3 probiotic strains: Lactobacillus rhamnosus R0011. He also chose Bifidobacterium longum R0175 and Lactobacillus helveticus R0052. The numbers matter. Why do the numbers matter? Because we know that Lactobacillus rhamnosus R0011 reduces stress by lowering cortisol, okay? Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. It is poisonous to every single body system. I'm functional medicine trained. I am on my journey to becoming a certified practitioner with IFM. Thank you. And when people say, oh, I've got problems that are up here at the surface, in functional medicine, we continually dig, and we dig, and we dig, and we dig. And basically, the root cause of all disease is either cortisol or insulin. That's it. So if you can reduce cortisol, you improve everything. Everything. There is nothing that ails you that cortisol does not make worse, and there is nothing that removing cortisol cannot make better. So our Lactobacillus rhamnosus lowers cortisol exposure, all right? It also improves GABA transmission. Who knows what GABA is? Tell me, sir.
It's an inhibitory neurotransmitter.
It is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. It is our primary relaxing neurotransmitter, okay? So on one end over here, we have epinephrine and norepinephrine, also known as adrenaline and noradrenaline, fight or flight, right? Over here, we have GABA that says rest and digest. It's okay, relax, friend. So we're reducing stress by reducing our cortisol exposure and improving our primary relaxatory neurotransmission via GABA. The second thing is Bifidobacterium longum R0175 helps to enhance our calmness and improve cognitive function, right? So now we're starting to see the gut-brain connection, right? The third and final, I love, Lactobacillus helveticus R0052 helps to decrease nervous system inflammation. A lot of people disagree with me and they say, no, inflammation is the root cause of all disease. No. Something's causing inflammation. Inflammation is a signal from your body. It is not the root cause. The root cause is up under there and it's probably cortisol or it's insulin. It's one of those two things. So we need to decrease our nervous system inflammation. We also increase serotonin. So we think of serotonin as a brain thing, right? But over 75% of the serotonin in your body is made in your gut. So if your gut is not happy, your serotonin is not happy, and there's a whole big industry that will exploit your serotonin by manipulations with drugs with never addressing the root cause of the problem. So we need to increase our serotonin, decrease our neuroinflammation, improve our cognitive function, and reduce our exposure to cortisol and lower stress and enhance GABA. That is what just the probiotics do in this. The prebiotics are also amazing. Let's just take one big step back. What are probiotics? What are they?
Bacteria.
Bacteria, good bacteria, probiotics. What are prebiotics?
The food.
Indigestible fibers that feed the good bacteria. What are phytobiotics? Plant-based antioxidants is how I like to kind of think of it. And we'll get to postbiotics in a moment, all right? So these prebiotics are indigestible fibers that are naturally occurring in plants that not only are specifically matched to feed the exact probiotics that are in MentaBiotics, but they also, just on their own, can help improve inflammation, control our immune system, and again, it plays an important role in feeding strain-specific probiotics, okay? The third thing that we have is the galactomannan fiber that also supports our bifidobacterium growth. This is not the most important part. This is, right? Dr. Sean, in all of his wisdom, took these 3 different prebiotics and matched them exactly to the probiotics that they will nourish, okay? So the prebiotics were specifically chosen to enhance the specific bacteria in the powder, right? So if you think about that, we have a brilliant product, which is why the Fundamentals Pack won the Neutral Award in 2018 for the best completed product, because it's genius the way it's put together. Probiotics that do specific things to support mental wellness matched with prebiotics that feed those probiotics. Now, there are some unsung heroes in MentaBiotics that I don't think we talk about enough, all right? The phytobiotics, okay? So these are a little bit harder to find on the website. So if you're on the landing page for MentaBiotics and you look over to the left of the main image, you can hover over each of these little circles and it will tell you what it is. So we have the GDX, we gotta think of a better name for this. It's called the Gdx Proprietary Blend. I just call it the things that are in everything, right? These 3 things that are in everything. Asian apple fruit, French grapeseed extract, and New Zealand pine bark. So what do? They're antioxidants. They carry with them antioxidant properties that specifically benefit the bacteria in our gut. The New Zealand pine bark is one of nature's strongest antioxidants. Who knows what an antioxidant is? What is it?
It's something that prevents oxidation. Oxidation needs to build up of bad things in your system.
Okay, so yes, it's the buildup of bad things in your system. So if you think about it, floating around here in the atmosphere, we have protons, we have electrons, we have neutrons. Electrons like to be in pairs. They go on the buddy system. When an electron loses its buddy, it goes, I need help. And so what it does is it will attack your cells so that it creates this balance. So finally, I got a buddy back, okay? The problem is it destroys your cells and it creates a chain reaction to where usually one electron will stick to your cells, but it'll kick out another electron. So it creates this inflammatory cascade known as oxidative stress. Your body is literally rusting on the inside when you are under chronic oxidative stress. So we need to provide antioxidants who will come in and be like, high five, welcome to Amare. I can give you a buddy. I can neutralize your panic electron. That is what the New Zealand pine bark, the Asian apple fruit, and the French grapeseed extract. New Zealand pine bark has actually been shown in clinical trials to also support mental fitness. So we support mental function, boost our immune system, reduce fatigue, and increase our concentration. How many of you wish you could concentrate just 10% more? 10% more, yes. I mean, what would life be like if everybody on planet Earth was just 10% happier? Oh, let's just breathe that in for a moment. Like, oh, yes, let's do that. Let's bring that to 1 million homes. We'll take our products. Your whole house will be 10% happier. Sure, all right, I'll give it a go. Third, we have French grapeseed extract that is a proanthocyanidin. Why people put words like this on websites, I'm like, I don't know. What's a proanthocyanidin? Does anybody know? Anthocyanidins are what give red fruits and vegetables their color. So all of these phytobiotics, a lot of people call them phytonutrients as well. These phytobiotics help to give different foods their color. And we know that people who eat a diet that is very rich in diverse plant colors tend to be healthier and happier than people who don't. So we need to increase the number of different colors in our diet, and we're doing that simply by taking MentaBiotics, because the French grapeseed extract is that pro-anthocyanin, and if you can't remember it, just remember that these are specifically sourced out of the Chardonnay region of France. So anytime you're swirling your Chardonnay, you're gonna be like, I really should be drinking MentaBiotics. Right? So this has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant properties, as well as flavonoids, which just have a general, almost like a cleansing and astringent. If you think about the way you think about the way your mouth feels after you drink something like pomegranate juice or like green tea, how it's kind of like dried out and you get that puckering sensation. That's what flavonoids are doing inside of your body. They're sucking out the bad and giving it that astringent quality. Next up in the MentaBiotics, sometimes when people start on probiotics and prebiotic supplements, guess what? They have side effects because their microbiome is jacked. So they're calling you and they're like, I tried that crap you told me about, and now I'm bloated, I'm farting all over the place, my stomach hurts, all the things. Number one, you tell them, go buy digestive right now. And if you know someone probably has a completely hijacked microbiome at baseline because they've taken 15 rounds of antibiotics throughout their lives, or for many other myriad of reasons, you go ahead and tell them to get digestive in that first order. You get digestive in that first order. So to combat that, what Dr. Sean did was he added in some ingredients that are known to help soothe the stomach. Artichoke leaf extract reduces swelling and that sense of gastric fullness. Who would like to not feel that pain of overeating ever again in your life? Yes, I would never like to feel that feeling again. And when combined with ginger, it has been shown to help manage gastric discomfort, that feeling of like, oh, I don't feel good, and as well as gastric motility. So one of the ways that our gut stays healthy is by a rhythmic beating of the musculatures in the gut. It's an action called peristalsis. And when peristalsis is moving smoothly, so are your bowel movements. You're eliminating toxins. But when peristalsis gets twitchy, guess what we diagnose that as? Irritable bowel syndrome, which they might as well just call it anxiety, right? They might as well do that. So we need to be sure that our peristalsis movement is nice and slow. And we do that by reducing stress in our lives and by taking ingredients like ginger that help to regulate our gastric motility, okay? So we also know that ginger's been used for how many millennia as a way to support our gut health? It is, again, it's like I started out this morning, it's taking this ancient wisdom and making it into modern innovation. There are now there are some ingredients in MentaBiotics that nobody talks about. Nobody talks about, and they are L-Glutamine and L-Theanine. L-Glutamine, I want you to write on your paper right now. Why do you need to talk about this L-Glutamine? L-Glutamine is an amino acid. It is the primary food that the cells that line your intestines eat. So if anybody is saying like, whew, I ate so much inflammatory food and now I just feel like my gut is all just inflamed, guess what? If you have leaky gut, you also have leaky brain. You also have leaky brain where all kinds of toxins that should not be in your brain are making it into your brain. Leaky gut is where all kinds of toxins and bacteria that should not enter your bloodstream are allowed to enter your bloodstream because your barrier function of your gut is not good enough. One of the ways that we support the barrier function of the intestines is with L-Glutamine. Next up, we have L-Theanine. So number one, L-Theanine is another amino acid. it is so relaxing. It is one of the most relaxing and calming amino acids. And guess what? Your body is smart enough, it goes and further converts it into L-Glutamine, is one direction it can go. It can also be converted into serotonin if you need more serotonin. And it also can be converted into melatonin if you need more melatonin. So these products, one of the things I love about them is that they are adaptogenic. They are adaptogenic. They are going to work in your body differently than they work in my body. So we talked about how gastric upset can be one of the side effects. Another side effect is if somebody's microbiome is very jacked, MentaBiotics can taste bitter. So if somebody takes it for the first time and they go, wow, this is so bitter, you're number one gonna go, well, I told you to bundle it with Edge. I told you this from the very beginning. But you can also, one of the things that I love when people come at you with problems, you always start your next sentence with, well, that's the best part. Oh, that MentaBiotics tastes terrible. That's the best part. That's a supplement telling you that you need to work on your microbiome. That's the best part. You've been able to listen to a signal from your body. And that's powerful right there. So that's MentaBiotics. Let's go up to MentaFocus. How do you introduce MentaFocus? It's for focus. I like it. The name of the product tells you what it does. So that's what I said. It's antioxidant support for thinking, cognition, focus. And I just tell people, this is the one for your brain. If MentaBiotics is the one for your gut, this is the one for your brain. It's more complicated than that. But listen, if you're somebody who goes off and somebody's like, tell me a little bit about that product, and you're still talking 90 seconds later, they ain't listening. They are not listening. See, so Jared asked permission to say y'all. I decided a long time ago that y'all and ain't both belong in the English language, all right? Let's just keep them. And so this is the one for your brain. So what's in there? Well, guess what? All of our Gdx Proprietary Blend, the 3 that are in everything. French grapeseed extract, which, how are you going to remember that? Where does it come from? Chardonnay. And then we've got our New Zealand pine bark extract, one of the most powerful antioxidants known to man. And then we also have our Asian apple fruit, as well as the pomegranate. So pomegranate contains those polyphenol antioxidants, other astringent-like properties, giving you that puckering sensation throughout your body where things are being cleansed from the body. Pomegranate supplement has been shown to increase short-term and long-term memory, enhance our brain activation, and improve both our working memory and our recognition memory. How many of you would never again like to go into a meeting and go, I know her, but what's her name? It's the worst. It's the worst. Recognition memory can be enhanced. Navigatory maps are managed in that same part of our brain. You know that part of your brain where you go, I just drove from my house to my parents' house and I have no recollection of how I got here. That is your brain working on its long-term and its recognition memory. So MentaFocus, we've already talked about the antioxidants. We talked about Chardonnay. We have also, one of the things I want to talk about MentaFocus, and this is on the website, I just didn't copy and paste it. MentaFocus helps to reduce your functional brain age by up to 12 years. So would you like to be thinking like you did 12 years ago? You might not. You might have been in like a deep dark hole 12 years ago. But you might also go like, God, I could remember things better 12 years ago. That is one of the things that MentaFocus can help you with. Improving working memory, improving short and long-term memory, as well as our recognition memory, and reducing functional brain age by up to 12 years, all right? MentaSync, it's an adaptogenic mushroom supplement for immune resilience. It's the one for your immune system, right? Very different supplement than the rest of them. And I want to go back, because I am going to talk about some side effects of MentaSync as well. If people are calling you and telling you that they do not feel good when they start, you're going to say, take less, and work your way back up. The pharmacist mantra, Start low and go slow. Start low and go slow. So I had somebody reach out to me and they're like, I took my first dose of energy and now my heart's racing. And I was like, well, did you take 4 or did you take 1? And she was like, I took like 3. And I was like, okay. So get people to, don't be shy to tell people, take a half a scoop of MentaBiotics. Take a quarter of a scoop. People's microbiomes are so hijacked because not only do antibiotics ruin our microbiome, but so do all the toxins in our environment, and almost every single drug known to man has some impact on the microbiome. And everybody has at least taken one drug in their life, right? Has anybody in this room never taken a single over-the-counter medicine? It's all of us, it's all of us. Nobody's ever told you that aspirin and ibuprofen are also destroying your microbiome, and please just don't go down that proton pump inhibitor aisle, just like eliminate it from your repertoire. So we are exposed to so many things that upset our microbiome that sometimes we have to go slower. So MentaSync is adaptogenic mushroom support, the one for your immune system. We've got maitake mushrooms that contain high polyphenols. Polyphenols are these cyclical molecules. So they have 6 sides to them and they have electrons that kind of just spin in circles in the middle. Well, what does that mean? They've got a lot of electrons doing a lot of electron dancing, which means that they can kind of pick up all the oxidants, all the oxidative stress as they go through your body. These maitake mushrooms contain alpha glucans, and the alpha glucans are what have been clinically shown to help enhance our immune function. We also know that what it does is it springs the immune system into action. It says, oh, there's an immune challenge. Let me get right on top of that right now, because we're not going to turn this into a problem. We're going to jump on top of this right now and take care of it. That is what these high polyphenols have done. Shiitake mushrooms also contain glucans. Shiitake mushrooms are one of the most highly researched mushrooms known to man, and they enhance our immune system and the immune system responsiveness. So this is a way that you can get your gut and your brain talking to each other more effectively. Because I told you that there were 3 main ways that the gut and the brain talk to each other. There's a 4th, lesser known way, which is that the gut and the brain communicate via the immune system, which travels through your lymphatics, right? We do not talk enough about the lymphatic system and how critically important it is for our immunity. Because if your lymphatics are stagnant, if you're not moving your body according to some sort of exercise program, your lymphatics are static. They're stuck. And if your lymphatics are static, so is your immune system. It's stuck. It's stuck because it can't send all of your T cells and B cells and all of your leukotrienes and all the other big words in your immune system. The immune system is complicated, but the immune system does not have to be scary. You can work on your immune system and create immune resilience just like you can work on your metabolism and just like you can work on your cardiovascular health, just like you can work on your mental wellness, you can work on your immune system. And MentaSync is going to get your gut and your brain talking to each other in a faster way. That's what these adaptogenic mushrooms do. MentaHeart. Can I just stand on a soapbox right now and I go, I think MentaHeart is the unsung hero of the entire product line. I would arm wrestle somebody if they wanted to debate me about the seed fiber or the superfoods, but MentaHeart is like game changer for exercise, game changer for self-love, game changer for cardiovascular health. It is, I'm almost like, can we just get rid of the fundamentals pack and only sell the fundamentals pack plus? Because people need this. Why do we need it? Well, we have our thinking brain, right? And this is right on the website. It's right on the website. You just read the website in a training way. We have our thinking brain. The gut is a sensory organ. It senses our environment, both external and internal. And then we have our heart, which is our emotional brain. This is where all of that self-hatred, that self-loathing, all of the crap. You know, Jared stood up here, and I'm so proud of Jared, because I have watched him put on a tough exterior for so many years. And to see him be able to go, I struggle too. When you get right down to it, friends, we all have the same crap. We all have the same crap. We all have fear. We all have anger. We all struggle to like ourselves. Can I get an amen? We all think we're unworthy. We all think we're not enough. And that's because we need to get our hearts taken care of. We need to take care of our heart. So this is also a first of its kind to support the gut and the heart and the brain axis, getting all three talking to each other. And it is legit a brilliant supplement. Why? Because this is so important. Most of the time when we work with supplements that increase cardiac output, right? That is the amount and the force. So, you know, Ollie showed you the equation for momentum. There are also equations that dictate exactly what is your blood pressure. What is the amount of blood that is pumped out of your heart in each contraction? That's called a stroke volume. Cardiac output is the force and the contractility that it takes to push all of that blood out of your heart. That times the resistance in your body from either having really happy open vasculature or having vasculature that's clogged with cholesterol, that is your blood pressure. That is the formula for what blood pressure actually is. So most of the time, when we increase cardiac output, we allow the body to push more blood out. We do it by sacrificing our heart muscle. We increase the workload on the heart. Well, you don't want to increase the workload on the heart because years and years of sustained increases of workload on the heart leads to what? Heart failure. Yes, absolutely. So if you pressurize your heart, you're wearing it out and you're causing, whenever you challenge a muscle, what happens? The muscle gets bigger, right? That's why we lift weights. That's why we do squats. You don't want to challenge your heart muscle because guess what? When your heart muscle starts to get bigger, there's less room for blood inside of your heart. And your body is no longer able to get enough blood out, and we start to experience symptoms of heart failure. So with these palm fruit bioactives, pop quiz, who can name another product that contains palm fruit? Yeah, there we go. Palm fruit bioactives helps improve our total cardiac output while decreasing the workload on the heart. That's amazing. That's like clap-worthy right there. Like, you give it a clap. We also know that it helps to support normal blood pressure levels and supports our oxidative stress, which helps our overall body health, okay? Then there's bergamot extract. Bergamot is one of the most classic fruits for cardiovascular support. It's also one of the most classic fruits that's used for comfort. People for years have inhaled bergamot fruit so that they can feel that comfort in themselves. Support our cardiovascular health. It also helps with our metabolism. So bergamot directly works on our triglycerides. So too much in Western medicine, we've been lied to. We've been told it's all about your LDL. If your LDL is bad, then you have bad cholesterol. No, friends. If you truly want to be metabolically healthy, you need to focus on your triglycerides 15 years before they're too high. So what bergamot does is it takes your triglycerides and converts them into 3 independent free fatty acids. And guess what? Your body can use free fatty acids as fuel, cannot use triglycerides as fuel. So bergamot comes in, busts up triglycerides, converts them into free fatty acids so that now you can support your overall metabolism. Bergamot also supports cholesterol range, so cholesterol levels that are already within the normal range, okay? One of the big problems that I have with Western medicine is we wait until there's a catastrophe before we work on anything. Your cholesterol has been normal for years and years and years and years before, but it's just been doing like this. It's been steady. So we want to be sure that we're continually I teach my patients, on the spectrum, you're either walking towards cardiometabolic problems or you're walking away from them. And it is the decisions that you make each and every single moment of every single day that determine where you are on that journey. So we need to support our cholesterol that's already in normal range. We've got antioxidant properties. We also have astaxanthin, another red phytonutrient. Astaxanthin supports our brain health, our cardiovascular health, as well as decreasing a few oxidative stress markers, and it improves cognition. So here we've got we've got heart-brain connection via this astaxanthin. And then there's black seed oil. I'm telling you, you talk about black seed oil, people will come and be like, So many people are looking for good, powerful black seed oil supplements. And because black seed oil supports our inflammatory processes, it also aids the body in being more resilient to microbes, supports normal blood sugar levels, supports normal blood pressure levels, supports normal blood sugar and cholesterol levels, and it enhances our memory as well as our cognitive health. It's genius. It's an absolutely amazing. How many of you have never taken MentaHeart? Today's your day. Go and buy some MentaHeart today. I promise you it is a game changer. Now let's talk about the transformation pack.